host, Joe Gibson. Now, before we get started, I want to make a little bit of a clarification. My last name is Gibson. That's with a P, so it's Gip, and then an M at the end. So it's Gibson. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's see if we can't figure out what a tool. Hey, all right. Well, today we're going to be talking about screwdriver. We're going to go through and we're going to look at all the many uses there are of a screwdriver, different ways that you can handle and hold a screwdriver. The one thing about a screwdriver, well, for most screwdrivers, is they're going to put a handle on this screwdriver here. You know, see, and it's a lot of times when you're looking at the screwdriver here, the handle's going to be the rubber end, or it might be some kind of plastic or something like that. But really, what you're looking for is something that looks like a handle. And what you're going to want to do with that is you're going to want to hold on to that handle. Okay. All right, now, when we talk about the head of a screwdriver, there's basically two different types of a screwdriver. The first one is the positive head screwdriver, and as you can see there, let me see if I can get that in there a little closer for you. Oh, maybe too close. But what you're gonna see there is it's like looks like the positive side that you would see, you know, the sign on a car battery. Right there, you see the cross there. That makes the positive sign, like you'd see on a car battery. The next head, when we talk about screwdriver heads, it is the negative one, of course, and that looks like a straight line right here. You can see, and that again would look like the negative sign on a car battery. So, you know, when you're thinking about the heads of a screwdriver, just think about a car battery. The reason why there's two of them is because they make two different types of screws, and the like, for instance, the positive one here is going to work in a screw like this. As you can see, that looks like a positive sign that would be on a car battery too. And this is going to fit right in there and going to drive it into the wood for you. Now, I would like to show you a negative screw that would work with this negative here screwdriver, but I don't have one. So just imagine a screw that looks like this, but it's just got a straight line across it. And you know, that's what you would be looking for. So if you run into one of those, you're going to want to use the negative screwdriver. All right, then. Well, now that we know the proper way to hold a screwdriver and the difference between the two heads, the next thing that we should probably go into is the demonstration. What I'm going to do here is I got a piece of wood. I'm going to use one of these here positive screws and my positive head screwdriver. You can see right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in. Now, the rule of thumb, I want you to remember this. The rule of thumb is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So let me show you exactly what I mean here. You're going to put that down there like that, and then you're just going to push, and you're going to turn that to the right, and you see what I'm talking about right there? There it is. That went right into that wood. That's because it's a screwdriver. It drove it right in there. And then what I was talking about with the lefty-loosey here, you're going to want to turn it to the left if you need to get it out of there. As you turn it to the left, the screw comes back out, and you can reuse that screw if you need to. Hey, friends. All right, now this next segment is one that I like to call Other Uses. Oh, boy, I really need to clean this garage. I'll tell you something, man. It's frightful, dreadful, if you will. What I want to show you here is another way that I like to use this tool here is with a bucket of paint like this here, with a can of paint. You can use it to pry off the lid. Now see, you can just go around the edge there and see what it's doing there is it's crack. Oh, I guess I'm not showing you very well, but it's cracking that that can open. And soon what you're going to have there is a opened up can of paint. One of the other things that I like to use my screwdrivers for, to jam open my door. Like if I had a door such as maybe this one here that wasn't going to stay open, I needed it to stay open. One of the things you can do with the screwdriver here, you just shove it in there. You kick it down there like that.
You see, you ram it in there, and then the door can't go anywhere. It's not. There's no way this door is going to move at all. I mean, it's not going anywhere. You know.
You can dig with the screwdriver. You can dig with it. See, you can dig out weeds or stick it under this rock and jam. Get some of that dirt out of there. You do whatever you need to do with it. You can use the screwdriver here as a shoehorn. You see, you just ram it down into your shoe like that, and then you can take your shoe off. And then you can put your shoe back on. Works just like a shoehorn. Well, all right, Q&A. Terry from Bradshaw, Terry from Bradshaw. He writes in and says, "Hey, Joe, what is a Phillips head? Phillips head. Some regions in the world refer to the positive type screwdriver as a Phillips head. And that really comes from the two P's in the word Phillips and the two L's that kind of make the cross, the two P's and the two L's. It's just another name for the positive screwdriver. Really, they call it Phillips." Andy from Thornhill says, "Is there such a thing as an electric screwdriver or maybe a powered version?" In a dream world, my friend, there'd be such things. But, sometimes you don't mess with perfection. My daddy used to say that, if it ain't broke, don't go messing with it, because then once you mess with it, you're going to mess with it enough that it'll be broken, and then you're going to have to fix it. Well, I'd like to thank you all for your questions. Those were some real good ones. Well, all right, we're going to wind things down now. By the way, what a tool drink. There's a drink called a screwdriver, if you will. And from what I understand, that's some brandy. So we'll go ahead and put a little bit of brandy in there. And along with that, it's this stuff called ginger beer, or maybe it's ginger. I'm not sure, but I know it's supposed to be real good. And that's just funny because it's a tool, drill bits, but the screwdriver. So let's take a toast, all right? Let's try this here drink out. Yeah. Oh, wow! Hey, that's great. That is really something. So I'd like to thank you all for being on my maiden show today. It's the first one that we put together. I plan on having a whole bunch more. We got a lot of tools, to go through in this here garage. But if you have any requests, hit me up at whatatool.com. Thanks again, and as I always say, good night.